What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I got something new for you guys. And no, it's not these lawnmowers. These things are junk. I just bought them to fix them up and resell them, make some profit off them. Now, I was on Marketplace the other day and just scrolling through, looking to see if I could find anything for maybe a next video or just something cool to do to the car. And I came across this set of wheels. They're 17-inch, 5-lug ROH snipers. Knowing me, I had to get them. So I'm texting the guy, I'm like, hey, what can you do? Because he wanted to trade. I was like, what can you do? I want these really bad. What's your number? And the next day he came back with a price, and I thought on it that night, and I told him I'll come get them. Long story short, Sunday came about, left at 3:30 a.m. Got there around about 8:45 that morning, picked up the set of wheels, drove them 5 hours home. Now let me show them to you guys. Now here's the wheels. It's a square setup, 17x9s all the way around, except the tires. We have two 75/40/17 nitto drag radials in the rear, and then we have two 45/45 nitto street tires in the front. As you can see, they look real nice. I got the insides cleaned up. I just finished this one up a few minutes ago. You can see, looks good. But the valve stem needs replaced, so I'm going to take them to a tire shop maybe next weekend. Get all new valve stems put in, and then they'll be good to go on the car and run them after that. As you can see, the insides look really nice. ROH snipers, and then see 17x9s. That's pretty awesome. But today I'm gonna try to see if I can get them on the car. I know they're 17x9s all the way around, and they're 245s up front, so they're probably gonna rub a little bit, especially since I haven't lowered the car yet. Now, in the rear, they're 275s, so I'll probably have to at least reverse the quad shock. That way, I can get them to fit on there and they're not rubbing. Possibly have to take the quad shock off. I think I can just reverse it, but we'll find out shortly. I got the rear end jacked up, but let's take a look at the before. With the wheel all the way up against the hub, this quad shock is touching the tire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this quad shock, and then we should be perfectly fine. Because right now, I can get it all the way up on the brake drum perfectly, no issues. But it appears that the tire is touching the quad shock. So for reversing these quad shocks, I'll give you all an overview on how to do it. You got a bolt, and then just a nut on a stud there. You got to take these off, then you can just completely just reverse it, just flip it around, so that this part's over here and the small part's back here. You have more clearance for a tire. As you can see, these bolts have been painted over several times. So I'm going to probably soak this in PB Blaster, wire brush it, same for that one, and then probably heat up that nut on the bolt, try to get it to turn without breaking. Just got the wheels back from the wheel shop and tossed them on the car. I got a little 1/4-inch spacer from Advanced Auto Parts for the front. Threw those on. Then there's no spacers in the rear. In the last clip, y'all saw me working on the exhaust. On this side, the tailpipe's kind of crooked. It sits closer to the tire, so I had to grind off the old weld there, loosen up the clamp, and then I was able just to tweak the exhaust around some in there. Give myself about 1/4 inch of clearance there. Not bad at all. Now the axle, the rear end on this car, it sits slightly to the driver's side, about 1/8 of an inch. So on the passenger side, it sits in 1/4 inch. So maybe this summer I'll be putting new control arms in the rear. That way it sits centered. Up front, like I said, we just got a 1/4 inch spacer. Now I just did it now, so the suspension hasn't settled. So I'll probably take it for a spin here in a few, and then we'll come back and see how it looks. I love them. They're beautiful wheels. I think it looks real good on the car. And my favorite part is the way the tail end looks. Pretty slick. I mean, that's a pretty fat tire back there. So just to show you guys how tight this is, you can see all the way on the lock, the tire hits the inner fender right there. And once I lower the car, as you can see, we'll have a little more clearance because the inner fender goes in slightly up top. Now in the back, up top, got a little clearance right there for the shock. Come over here to this side. It's kind of tight right there, but like I said, once I lower it, I'll have a little more clearance. And right there you can see where that inner fender gets rubbed right there, pulled off. Now the suspension is not settled yet, remember that. But just to show you guys where it's at. It's kind of tight, but we got just enough clearance right there. It is going to rub the inner fenders when you turn it so much. So I'm going to take it for a quick spin to see where the suspension settles to. And I'm just not going to turn the wheel too awful much. But we got clearance from the control arms, the shocks, all that were good. Just rubs the inner fender slightly, does not hit this at all. Neither does it hit the back side of the fender. So we're good on that aspect. Same thing over here, everything's good. 1/4 inch spacer, Advanced Auto Parts. So all we gotta do is lower the car a little bit more in the future, real soon probably. That way we have slight bit more clearance, and possibly put steering rack limiters on there. Just so you can't turn it completely to the lock, just to give yourself a little extra clearance. Might have to adjust the way this inner fender sits, like figure out a way to get a little more clearance in the front. Now in the back, right here, you can see what I'm saying about the rear end sitting crooked. So you don't see the tire end that pops out right there. And then, see how it kind of recesses in. We have good clearance back there though, remember that, for the quad shock and everything. Over here, see the tire kind of sits out a little bit more. So you can still see the tire right there. So it sits a little further over on this side. Overall, it's very common for Fox bodies to do this. Just gotta upgrade the rear suspension on the car sometime. But as long as you have clearance from your inner fender wells, which everything looks good in there from what I've seen, and as long as you can clear your quad shocks, as you can see it's kind of tight, but same as the front, we have minimal clearance, but we have just enough to clear for what we need, because the suspension isn't traveling too far. And the higher up the suspension goes, say the more you lower the car, the more clearance you have. So I'm thinking once we go about 1 inch lower, we should have a perfect amount of clearance. Overall, I love the new look. I'm about to take it for a spin real quick, see where the suspension settles down to. Just finished driving the car. It drives phenomenal. It's awesome. I love the new setup. The wheels, they look great. The suspension settled a little bit, and with the subwoofers in the back, it's definitely a little bit lower in the back now. But I plan on getting the suspension redone sometime either this spring or summer. Once I save up a little extra cash, I'm gonna cut the springs, do some, that'll all be in the future, but I'm definitely gonna cut these springs, get it a little bit lower, go maybe 1 inch lower, something like that, just so it sits good. And probably just take a hair off of the rear end, so the rear end just sits a little bit lower too. That way it's about level. If anything, we want a touch of a rake, but we don't want it to be squatted whatsoever. So the wheels, these things are awesome. Like I said, they're 17x9s all the way around, with 245 45s in the front, and then 275 40s in the rear. 17x9s. These things are beautiful, very well taken care of wheels, very well taken care of. I love them, and It's awesome. I like them. And I'll throw some pictures up here at the end of this video from where I just got a couple pictures of it up at the end of the road. Car looks awesome. I love it. Thank y'all for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.